You know something's wrong. Deep down, you feel it every time they walk into the room. But you stay. Not because you're weak, but because your mind has been rewired to believe you can't leave. Today, I'm going to show you the invisible chains that keep you trapped and how to break them. There's a reason people stay in relationships that drain them. It's not love. It's not loyalty. It's psychology. Your brain has been hacked by someone who understands how to exploit your emotions, your need for validation, your fear of being alone. These aren't accidents. They're traps, carefully set, slowly tightened, and most people don't even realize they're caught until it's too late. Let me walk you through 5 psychological traps, the kind that don't feel like traps at all. They feel like love, like care, like home. But they're not. They're prisons, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. Trap number 1, intermittent reinforcement. The hot and cold game. One day, they're perfect, loving, attentive, everything you ever wanted. The next day, cold, distant, like you don't exist. And then, just when you're about to give up, they come back, warm again. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle that makes slot machines addictive. You don't know when the reward is coming, so you keep pulling the lever. You keep trying. You keep hoping that this time, they'll stay warm. Example, Sarah's boyfriend would ignore her texts for days, then suddenly show up with flowers and apologies. She'd forget the pain, focus on the relief. Her brain learned, if I just wait, he'll come back. But here's the truth. The unpredictability isn't passion. It's control. It keeps you hooked, chasing the high of their attention, never knowing when it'll come, always hoping it will. Trap number 2, sunk cost fallacy. I've already invested so much. 3 years, 5 years, a decade. You've given them your time, your energy, your youth. And now, the thought of leaving feels like throwing it all away, like admitting it was a waste. So you stay, not because you're happy, but because walking away feels like losing. This is the sunk cost fallacy. Your brain tricks you into believing that the time you've already spent is a reason to spend more. Example, Mike stayed with his partner for 7 years. He knew she belittled him in front of friends, dismissed his dreams, made him feel small. But every time he thought about leaving, he'd think, 7 years, I can't just throw that away. So he stayed another year, then another. The truth, time already lost doesn't come back, but your future is still yours. The question isn't, how much have I invested? It's, how much more am I willing to lose? Trap number 3, trauma bonding. Pain disguised as connection. After every fight, there's reconciliation. After every wound, there's comfort. But here's the twisted part. The person hurting you is also the person soothing you. This creates something psychologists call a trauma bond. Your brain starts to associate them with both pain and relief. You don't just love them, you need them, because they're the only one who can make the pain stop. Example, Jenny's ex would explode in rage over small things, scream, slam doors, say things that cut deep. Then hours later, he'd hold her, whisper apologies, tell her he couldn't live without her. She felt closer to him after the fights than before, not because the relationship was healthy, but because her nervous system had been conditioned. Pain, relief, pain, relief, over and over, until she couldn't tell the difference between love and survival. Trauma bonds feel intense, they feel real, but intensity isn't intimacy, it's dependency. Trap number 4. Gaslighting and reality distortion. Am I going crazy? You remember what they said, word for word, but now they're telling you it never happened. I never said that. You're imagining things. You're too sensitive. At first, you argue. You know what you heard. But over time, the doubt creeps in. Maybe you are remembering wrong. Maybe you are overreacting. This is gaslighting, and it's one of the most insidious traps, because it doesn't just control your emotions, it controls your reality. Example: Liam's girlfriend would make plans, then cancel last minute. When he'd bring it up, she'd say, "We never had plans. You're making stuff up." He started keeping screenshots, writing things down, just to prove to himself he wasn't losing his mind. But by then, the damage was done. He no longer trusted his own memory, his own perception. When someone makes you doubt your reality, they don't need to lock the door. You'll lock it yourself. Trap number 5. Isolation. It's just us now. At first, it feels romantic. I just want to spend time with you. Your friends don't understand us. Your family doesn't support you like I do. Slowly, you stop seeing people. Your world shrinks until they're the only voice you hear. This is isolation, and it's deliberate, because the fewer perspectives you have, the easier you are to control. Example: Rachel's partner would get upset whenever she made plans without him. Not angry, just hurt. I thought we were a team. I guess I'm not enough for you. She stopped going out, stopped calling her friends. It wasn't worth the guilt. But here's what happened. When things got bad, she had no one to turn to, no outside voice to say, "This isn't normal." She was alone, exactly where he wanted her. Isolation doesn't always look like control. Sometimes it looks like love. But love doesn't make you smaller. It doesn't cut you off. Real love expands your world. Toxic love shrinks it. So here's the truth they don't want you to know. You're not staying because you're weak. You're staying because you've been psychologically engineered to stay. These traps work. They work on smart people, strong people, people who swore they'd never be that person. But awareness is the first step, because once you see the trap, you can't be caught by it again. So ask yourself tonight, when you're alone with your thoughts, are you staying because you're happy, or because you've been conditioned to believe you can't survive without them? The answer might scare you, but it might also set you free. And remember, the cage only works if you don't realize it's there.